book. Let's see who the hell is watching now. Hey, look, we're live. Find my own stream.
Yes. In your own voice.
Book. Find my voice. Well, there's a very light delay, actually. Surprisingly. Okay. So that should disappear. Yeah. Now we have the live chat. And now I need the other chat on top of that. Boom. Just like that. I need to make this a little smaller so we can see the number underneath. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The number is always exciting to look at. Alright. So we have that. Everything's ready. I'm going to change the title because that, for some reason, has a thing.
I like how most of this vape is just aesthetic. Like the entire purpose of this vape is just aesthetic.
Please surprise people with that. Don't just start the show with it. Oh wait, you're already live. I'm an idiot. Forget it. I was like, pull it out. Every kind of a cool intro, but everybody's like, we already got people watching, and there's nothing we can do to it. Yeah. So never mind that. Never mind that thought.
Well, like I needed to change the coil of my other one. I was like, shit, I don't have a vape, and I need to bring my anticipation bag. If I don't have a vape, there's no point in me just bringing the bag because it would just be empty because I have nothing in there. So I was like, I guess I'll bring my pipe vape because I just sit here and, vape casually.
Yeah.
My other one's for like big clouds and stuff. This is just for taste and just to kind of.
And you look fucking fancy. You look very Bertrand Russell, very Sigmund Freudian.
I mean, I do blame your mother for most of your problems, so you know.
You should. It's probably her fault. Let me.
I sure. It's funny.
It's not wrong. In most cases, your parents are the ones that fucked you up.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So we are live. We got like 2 people watching. Should we start the fucking thing yet? Are you ready? That's the question. Honestly, I don't need this because I have the recording timer here.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
like everything's up here. I don't think I need this fucking thing, but. All right.
Let's get this show on the road.
I didn't bring a drink. Should I? Should I like a shot of tequila? Yeah, I'll bring a shot of tequila. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Say hi while people are just pretending to be interested. Ooh.
You broke the illusion.
Broke the illusion. Everything's visible now.
Hey everybody. Just so everyone knows, that's a towel. This is a sock. You could probably tell what we're going to be talking about today. The end of this thing glows.
Do you want another drink?
Oh yeah, I'd love one.
I'm going to.
That way it actually shows. I can actually show people. I like this thing. It's really neat.
It's very pretty, yeah.
Very pretty. Actually has wood.
I'm very happy you got something fancy because that's so you.
Yeah, no, it's good. And have like a kind of a nutty flavor in here. It's like vanilla and pecan and stuff. My brother makes juices, and so I've been kind of mixing some flavors together. It's actually really nice.
I'm gonna do one last emergency. I gotta pee.
You gotta pee. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Yeah, no, it's a neat little vape thing. If you want to look really fancy, they also make vape cigars, which are really cool. A lot of people have been talking about vape since the whole Corona thing going on. Honestly, if you're a smoker, it'd actually probably be better for you. I don't know if it is better for you.
YouTube will try to take us down if we say that word.
Oh.
The virus thing. So let's just say the virus thing. Or the beer. No, what do we say?
What was Guinness infection? Pabst Blue disease, I think, is one. Pabst Blue disease.
Yeah, that one you had to explain to me, but I got the Guinness bug.
Yeah, the Guinness bug.
I understood that joke.
Yeah, that one.
It's cutting into my
I'm glad the illusion is back, so I can lift up the tablecloth and just be like, keep going.
We're going a little bit this way. There you go. Good stuff. All right.
No, you have to work the balls too. What?
You gotta cup the ball. You know, I recall once having a girl over and you giving them a small lesson on how to suck dick.
Yeah, it's like
just
a thing.
few pointers just in case they had no idea what they were doing. Because she was 18, right? She had no idea.
I don't remember.
By the way, I picked up a new tequila now.
How is it?
It's really good. I mean, I like reposado. I'm starting to like reposado tequila more lately.
What is that? What is?
Reposado means rested, and it usually means so they make the tequila, the pure white tequila, and they rest it in a barrel of usually whiskey or rum, so it absorbs the wood. And that's usually for a year or something like that. And then there's añejo, which is way longer. So it gets darker and it picks up more of a flavor. So it doesn't just as like tequila. There's kind of a mix of a bouquet or whatever the wood is.
I didn't know that.
But oh man, we have brands. I forgot to hide the brands today, so I'm just gonna get off cam. Oh no, behind the camera, nobody can see. Oh, no brands.
I just have my big fist in the way of the soda can.
Your big fist. What's that fist do? All right.
Man, I've done so much stuff
with that fist.
With this fist, man.
I'm proud of you. I'm sure your mom was proud too. Alrighty, let's
Probably,
do
actually.
the show.
I've done a lot of things for the glory of God with this fist.
For the glory. The show hasn't started. You're already fucking with my timing. All right.
Man, we gotta get that Mormon back on the show. I have so many more
Jim
questions. I've been researching so much about the Mormon faith recently.
When lately, we're both earlier now, right? So we can actually do an earlier show that he should be available for. So we should
maybe
next week we'll do.
Next week.
Yeah,
next week we'll probably do one with the Mormon. I got more questions. I actually am going to show up with a fucking list of questions.
I love how we're starting the pod. Let's just get the fucking thing going.
Okay, let's get this shit going.
All right, we're on in 3, 2.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
But it's not my place to judge why people like a weird thing. I never do that.
Then what are you for?
Treachery to intellectual integrity.
These ruling, blithering idiots.
Absolute moral chaos.
What the is wrong with you? What the
What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
Patient.
Life is chaos of nothing.
Life is sacred.
Welcome everybody to the Freak and the Deviant. My name is Spider.
And I'm Alexander.
And this is the Freak and the Deviant episode. What do we got?
Negative 43.
Hey!
It's up there.
It's written on the screen somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Episode negative 43. I cannot believe I did a fucking -2 without you, man.
Negative 42 without me.
It's been a fucking crazy. What's going on in the world? Nothing interesting, right?
No, everything is perfectly
usual?
fine. Business as usual.
Nothing's
How about this?
changed.
For me, it is business as usual,
I know,
except
you've been working your ass off,
and it's been rough. It's been super rough. Like everyone's like,
So-
"Oh man, how are you enjoying this time off?" And I'm like, "Wait, we get time off?"
Most people lost their jobs and shit.
Yeah,
We're some of the lucky few that kept working.
Yeah,
I'm actually, in fact, being offered overtime, and I'm kind of turning it down because.
it's too much. Like I've been just getting more and more and more overtime, and I'm just like, no, thank you.
Yeah, you need a life and shit.
I
You
need
got
to-
a podcast to run.
What's the point of having all this money if I have no time to spend it?
Yeah.
Which is definitely a first world problem. I realize it.
Definitely. So last I checked, our show without any episodes for the last 3-4 weeks. I don't know how long. It's been a second.
It's only been like 2 weeks.
I did have a negative 42 with Sen, who took over your duties for a little while.
Yeah, did my duty.
Yeah. And somehow our views went up. Maybe I should have replaced you.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
If I replace you with a sexier,
Dude, tits sell like crazy. I don't know why you have me on this podcast.
You met Sen, right?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, just okay.
It doesn't matter whose tits.
We have more tits.
I don't have much tits anymore.
That's true. We kind of lost some.
I lost a lot of my tittage. Like,
all right.
I'm way flat chested now.
By the way, new developments. One, I got a badass sticker on my laptop now that has the show's logo.
Hey, would you look at that?
It's pretty. That's actually the whole podcast now runs from a laptop instead of the Mac that we had before. So I got a brand new MacBook. So that's in addition to the show, and it's now part of the show. Also, this is no longer a curtain. This is a wall that we painted to be chroma keyed on. It's pretty, right? Like, look at the perfect. There's no
I know.
walls, there's no shadows.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a shadow when you do that shit, but
I mean, it looks very pretty. I love the night sky.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
yeah, it took very little effort to chroma key this because of all the effort I put into painting that. That has like 7 fucking layers because you could still see through it.
I mean, yeah. Look at all the purple.
That fucking. What the fuck?
There's like a purple right here, like all the white dots everywhere. Like, it'd take forever.
The illusion. For the record, you should have seen. I actually did a stream while I was painting this, and I
Oh.
put a meme underneath, and I had the chroma key on.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm painting
That's
a
great.
hole into my wall, so people could see
Oh, I would have totally
meme.
put like a GIF in there of like monsters coming
Yeah.
out of the wall. That would have been great.
You see, you should have been here for that. I
See,
couldn't think
this
of
is
it.
exactly
I put
why you need me. I'm
I
the
put a-
idea guy.
I put a Jeffrey Epstein meme under it, and it like.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I was keeping people going because there was some text that was one of those like I didn't kill myself, convince me otherwise or some shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
And I was I was keeping an eye, so I was painting the words last. So like, is that it? That is Epstein. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
By the way, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Definitely not. And also that Carol Baskin's bitch totally killed her husband. that happened. That is important. That's crucial to our society today. That bitch killed her husband. Joe Exotic should still be in jail though. That dude's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Which actually that brings the conversation to us in
Okay.
a big way.
Okay.
For those of you watching that stupid tiger show on Netflix,
Oh god.
not a single human being in that fucking show. That's what I was referencing. Did you not know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not a single person in that
I
fucking
thought we were
show.
I thought we were just gonna like touch it and move on, but no, we're going in
But
there.
you know
Let's-
where I'm
yes,
going with this.
I know where you're going with
Fuck
this.
those people. Nobody's doing polyamory right. There's a cult leader and a gay recruiter, and like there's some fucked up shit going on.
No.
None of that shit's polyamory.
None
Just
of that
in
shit's
case.
right. All that shit's wrong.
Because, I had a friend of mine who's like, oh, I was watching this show and it looks like they have your lifestyle. No, they do not. Oh my fucking God, that is not my lifestyle. That is not how you do poly at all.
No.
Fuck, it was like hunting like underage girls.
Yeah, it
So
was.
again, grooming, that's another
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's
Jesus Christ,
gross.
that show is messed up.
It's like we had a whole bunch of shows that had like a bunch of like really good stuff. Because you remember there was like the Kink show that had like really good interpretations of that stuff.
Bonded.
Yeah, Bonded. And we had
also-
all these like a stream of like
Bondage. Okay.
like decent interpretations of polyamory, and then we
Yeah.
have this shit, and it's just regressive as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't get past episode 1. Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah. This is bad audio. Is the audio on the show bad?
Are you talking about the show that we're talking about, or our
I
audio?
should probably test what the stream sounds like because
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, we didn't test the stream.
Yeah, I did. I tested a recording.
Oh,
but I don't
yeah.
think the stream is cutting off somehow, and I might actually be why nobody's caring about the show today. Listen.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, we didn't test the stream.
Yeah, I did. I tested a recording.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. This is
Okay.
very small delay. Actually, it's impressive.
Oh yeah, no, I think
There's hardly any delay.
I think they're talking about the show that we're referencing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that show. Oof, I was so annoyed, and I was annoyed because I hadn't seen it, and then somebody messaged me like, "Hey, I watched this show, and it reminded me of you because like you're polyamorous, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I fucking watch it, and I'm like, "That's not no. Oh no, that is not okay." The Tiger movie's audio was bad, not you guys. Got it. Thank you for
Yeah.
clarifying that. Also, I think I saw a comment on my phone that didn't pop up on my screen, which is odd actually. As I was just watching the stream, I saw another comment pop in there, and it didn't populate.
Didn't populate you. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
look. Oh no, it's just somebody watching me. Got it. Anyway, hi everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys
this
very
is,
much.
the Freaking Deviant, the podcast about weird and deviant behavior, anything and everything that makes you feel uncomfortable and makes society looks down on you and makes you feel weird, makes you
Nailing
feel alienated.
Nailing it.
There's so many words. Fuck you. And but this is the show that we specialize in anything and everything that makes you feel like a freak, like a deviant, like an outsider. That's exactly what we like to talk about. So welcome to the show. Please join us anytime that you want to, if you find us, because we haven't been live in a
Yeah,
second.
we haven't been live in a week or two. So
Yeah, join the conversation. We're usually live on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Freaking Deviant, and we also on YouTube. You look for The Freaking Deviant, and we're live on my Facebook channel, which nobody gives a shit. But you can also find all the episodes at freakingdeviant.com, and you can send us your topics at freakingdeviant@gmail.com.
I haven't checked those in a while.
And what else are we on?
Pornhub.
Yeah, you can find us on Pornhub /
Actually, our Pornhub's doing pretty all right.
Yeah, get us some views. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, we're trying to educate people about sexuality, and most people.
It's funny because we have more views on our Pornhub than I think everything else combined. Well, that's not true. Our listeners way beat out.
Yeah, definitely. Our listeners
everything
outweigh any
else.
viewers.
And thank you guys very much for listening.
Yeah,
thank you guys
so
for listening
much.
to us throughout this entire chaotic series of events that is unfolding.
And by the way,
thank you very much.
Step by step, the quality just leaps and bounds from when we started.
Yeah, it's good. Well, we
nothing.
haven't. We'll reminisce at the 1 year mark right now. We'll move on to. I guess we should address the large, white, somewhat cylindrical with black lettering elephant in the room about Pabst Blue infection.
What's cylindrical? It took me way too long to know what the fuck you were talking
No,
about.
it was a reach, and I went for it. It was a reach.
So
yeah.
people are dying. Apparently, some mothers out there don't think that they should have a kid, so they go and have an abortion, and that is unacceptable. This is not something we want in this. Wait, no, is that not what we're talking about?
No, it's the other podcast.
Oh fuck. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so people are dying, and
That's the thing.
And HEB is more prepared than the government apparently. So
That's not a surprise.
those motherfuckers
under
had
any
those motherfuckers had a
circumstances.
system on day one. I'm like, motherfucker, what? But if you want a stimulus check, hold your breath. It'll be fun.
Yeah, so
fix the
a
problem,
lot of
I think.
people are in and by themselves for this. They can't go see their significant other. I know I've had a major problem with that. So
Have
I've
you not
taken.
been seen? Oh,
I've
I'm
been.
sorry.
Today was like the first day in like weeks.
And I just fucked up by bringing you in the.
No,
That was
that
your
was a
mom's
different.
problem.
That was a
Yeah.
different problem. That
Yeah,
wasn't you.
Well, thank you for being here instead
But-
of fucking your girlfriend. I'm sure that would have been better.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real here. It didn't really stop me that much, but it's supposed to.
enough.
But a lot of people have really stuck to it, and they haven't been able to get out. And so people like Pornhub, who are really raking in the dosh, I bet, or at
Oh,
least
yeah.
doing better. Masturbation is what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, that's why I
No,
have my towel
we're
here.
we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna beat the bush.
We're gonna beat to death. You have your sock ready?
I do have my sock.
Oh wait,
It's actually
you
borrowed sock. It's not my sock.
You
I
also need
borrowed
some
it.
condoms, right? Because you like to
I
jerk off
use
with a condom on. Yeah.
condoms. Yes, I use condoms to jerk off.
Yeah, we
Which
talked
everyone's
about
like, man,
this.
that is an expensive proposition. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, you jizz a lot apparently. Do you at least buy like the cheaper condoms for that, or you still wear like the skins?
No, I
dollar
have
condoms?
I have cheaper masturbation
mas-
condoms.
the
Yeah, I have
cheaper
I have
masturbation condoms.
masturbation condoms and sex condoms.
Yeah.
Now, like, I haven't been needing to use my sex condoms, so I've been kind of like burning through that, and it's a little bit weird because I have like the cheap masturbation like condoms make a huge difference. Like you don't realize until you
you buy the cheap ones, you feel nothing, and
burn
it's not
through
worth
like. So I can buy literally the cheapest condoms on the market.
it. And you can still jerk off.
And I can still jerk off with it because it's not like I'm not. I don't need it. I don't need it to, do anything. It's not like I need it for protection. I'm not fucking anybody with it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally going straight into the garbage, and I'm just using it as a
to hold your
jizz catcher.
Did you get like the extra large, or you had like all the space for your jizz?
They actually have ones that have like an extra bank
Oh,
on
I
them,
see.
extra long. It's like an extra long tube. It helps, but like they're really expensive compared. I'll just break the condom.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I'm jerking off, like if I'm just jerking it, I'll just put some stuff on the top and I'll just break the condom because it holds most of it. It just breaks like the very. I cream way too much. Okay,
That's your point. That's kind of where we're going.
that's kind of where we're going
conversation.
with that. But that's not the peak of it. So like, what do you like? What I'm not going to ask the question. What do you like to jerk it to? Because that is a very personal question. But what do you jerk it to?
Me, personal stuff.
Fair
My-
enough.
my own-
your own brand.
My own, basically, I'm an ego. Well, no. To be fair, I don't. The videos that I have of me having sex with ex-girlfriends or my current girlfriend, it's not me. The video is not focused on my performance. It's usually focused on their reactions because that's kind of
Right.
what turns me on. So that's actually an interesting conversation that I've had recently. I've been asked by two different people. So what are you into? What do you like? And I don't have a thing. There is not like a trigger. My girlfriend particularly likes to have some kind of like, oh, if I touch you here, that turns you on kind of thing. Touch the dick. I mean, you suck it, it'll get hard probably. Depends how much liquor. you
Fair
know.
enough. Yeah, usually if
it
someone
has
says-
nothing to do with. To me, it's never a physical thing. It's a contextual thing. So if we had like a really nice date, or like kind of a romantic moment, something like that, and it kind of gets me going, that's a thing. My favorite thing usually is a girl enjoying herself. So you start pleasuring them. They start moaning for you. They start enjoying themselves. That gets me going, and then I'm ready to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the way that it works for me, but I don't know how. I mean, so jerking off, usually watching girls masturbating, usually the kind of the basic to get me going. Yeah.
Fair enough. Usually if someone says, "Hey, what gets you going?" I toss them a booklet. So.
Oh yeah, you have a bunch of turn-ons. You're like a kink collector.
I don't. I know what I like, So I usually can tell someone exactly a way to do a
To
thing
get you going, yeah.
to get me going. Like it, I can usually be like, no, don't do it like that. Do a little bit more like this. You have to get the stroke just right, and if not, here I have a bar graph that'll help show you exactly where you need to touch me. If not, I also have a pie graph, and if that doesn't work for you,
Venn diagram?
I have the Venn diagram of the variety of things that needs for you. My sex is scientific.
I just like there's a Bo Burnham song that's just like push your titties like a Venn diagram. Like what the fuck? It's like the nerdiest fucking thing to say.
I can get pretty nerdy in bed. Like it can get kind of bad. I've done bullet points in bed before. Like I've pulled out like a laser pointer and a graph and like pulled up like all sorts of shit while
You
fucking.
got a
It's
PowerPoint
great.
presentation and shit.
I've never made a PowerPoint, but I came damn close one time.
Okay. Keynote maybe?
It was like it was
Brand
definitely a it wasn't a PowerPoint, but it was a I had to pull out Microsoft Office.
What the fuck? I'm dying to can you bring it into the show and we can put it
We
on
can
the
put it
screen?
I can I might be able to. It's
This
on
is gonna be
the
interesting. We gotta teach some strangers how to fuck you properly. Some people
yeah,
might want to
some
know.
people might want to know,
Yeah.
how to
We got fans, right?
Yeah. No, I had it like all like organized out of like exactly where it touched me and how much generally it'll turn me on
You
and
got
what
like that what do you call it? A rape kit or the that criminal thing where it's like a little body and you like put
Oh,
lines
yeah.
sliced here and cut there, and
Yeah.
broken leg here.
Yeah, I should have put one of those. I guess I'll edit it just to make sure.
We'll bring a doll and like where do you like to be touched?
Yeah, a little
We're in
Ken
this
doll.
Yeah, we're in this doll.
It's not.
He's like,
it's
well,
not
he doesn't
specific.
have it.
He doesn't. He does. He's missing a hole.
Well, fucking hell. Well, oh no, the dog is barking. He's gonna fuck the show up. Nah, fuck
Nah,
it.
you're good.
I don't care. We need to fuck up. We haven't fucked up yet, right? It's about time. Can we drop
I
something
mean,
by accident,
we
or-
fucked up pretty hard at the beginning. Like
there's
we're-
a dog.
Yeah, no, there's the pupper.
Sorry about the puppy.
Yeah, it's fine.
She's a baby and she's loud. But anyway, that means someone's
over.
here. Yeah, someone's here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Maxie's here.
Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
she's coming to visit. But by the way, so yeah, the thing that's happening with the thing.
Yeah.
Most people are staying home.
yeah.
Some of us got the chance to actually work from home, which is
Yeah.
dope. This is one of those things that a lot of us weirdos are celebrating, where a lot of regular people might not be very happy with the
Current situation.
With the current situation of I actually have a lot of coworkers that basically said, I don't want to work from home. I like the office. Let's too goddamn. First it was optional, and they pretty much say, raise your hand if you want to go home, and they fucking sent half of us home, and then like 2 weeks later it got serious, and it's like everybody work from home, and it was no longer optional. But people kind of outed themselves as not wanting to, so I sort of now know who is the kind of people that don't want to.
Don't want to go. Don't want to work from home. And
like-
that's the thing. Like I would love to work from home. Like would love to work from home. It would be awesome if I was able
Yeah.
to do my job from home. I would 100% do it. But I'm not
Your
getting
job's
the
not
option.
one of those, so you can.
It's
right?
not one of those. It's really
Yeah.
not. And
Yeah,
I question the essentialness of my job.
Oh, yours is so not essential. They just.
But it's branded
you-
as essential.
But you don't socialize in any way.
No, well, I socialize a lot. The thing is that I'm just in a area where I wear so many extra clothing that it doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're pretty much protected no matter what.
I'm far more protected than the average person at my work.
Got it.
And
that
by
makes
far
sense.
more, I mean it's pretty much impossible.
Interesting.
for
That's fascinating.
for
actually.
person-to-person contact. It's absurd the amount of excess that.
And
So
by the way,
like,
do you have an opinion on people wearing those fucking masks? Because I keep
Depends
laughing
on-
at them. It's not airborne.
well, I
It's
mean,
not like the flu.
it's
like,
it's particulates. So like, if there's like spit or something on there, like spit catchers will work fine.
yeah, so I think that would be necessary if you think you have something already, so you don't spread
Yeah,
it.
so you
out.
don't
Just
spread
to
it
keep
out.
it in.
Yeah,
But people are wearing it to keep it from going in. Like, you're gonna get it in other ways. That's not the way.
usually
it goes
it's
in.
touching your face after that. And,
Yeah.
and you know
touch
people
like
wearing
a
yeah.
shopping cart, and then you fucking like. Oh,
Yeah, you wipe your brow and you don't realize that stuff falls down. Like your
Yeah.
skin moves. These things that it is attaching
Yeah,
to
there's
moves.
there's no avoiding it in that manner. It's people are silly.
But like,
How you doing on toilet paper?
I'm doing great.
I just flashed
Mostly
a logo,
because
my bad.
like, if I grab toilet paper, no one's gonna want to grab it from me. Like I walk up there and I grab some toilet paper and I walk out with it, and no one tries to stop me because
You're
I'm
a
big.
tough looking dude, and
I'm
I mean
big
you are
and
a
like
tough dude too.
I'm big. I walk around. I'm usually wearing steel-toed boots. I'm like one of those kind of guys, and I always look perpetually pissed, even though I'm not.
You
Like I
have a
always
rested bitch
look,
face. You
I always
absolutely
look
have a
like I'm
rested
about
bitch
to
face.
deck somebody, and it's like especially if I'm like at Walmart and I kind of don't want to be there because like I'm just shopping for my necessities. I didn't do any of the bulk up or anything like that because I was like, yeah, forget that. I'll be just fine if I have to order my shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Like. And so like I just walk up and I look really pissed and I'm like walking around with toilet paper. No one stops me. No one tries to grab it from my cart or anything. Which I can't say the same has happened to my girlfriend. Someone actually stole some stuff from her cart.
Oh, fuck, wow. People are fucking shit.
Yeah.
I've done very little shopping because I didn't realize that kind of the way I live my life. First of all, my house is comfortable. I made my house to be a comfortable place. This is my house right now. Like we have a studio completely dedicated for this purpose, and you know we can play video games in here too, but it's comfortable. And then everything else up there is set up beautifully. Like it's basically a movie theater over there. And then my bedroom is an office now, and again everything's so fucking convenient for me. I love it. If I could do this permanently, totally would. And then I have a deep freezer full of shit that I forget about. Hey, buy some chicken, some steaks, just throw them in the fucking freezer. We'll cook them later. So this shit comes up, and I don't need groceries for long. And I also buy toilet paper by the fuckload, and I haven't had to restock. I usually don't restock for like 3 months. So it's one of those like I accidentally was prepared for this, possibly because I hate leaving the house for shit like that. I'm not one of those that like goes out to buy the stuff that we're gonna make for dinner tonight, and I'm like, no, I usually order something or I have something that I've been meaning to cook for a while.
Yeah, even I usually buy stuff for like a week at a time. So I buy all my stuff for a week, and then I go shopping once a week.
Yeah. But yeah, so the thing that I wanted to bring up is a lot of people are now staying home, bored out of their mind. Pornhub kicking some ass apparently, right? And not to mention, I actually do have a lot of very attractive friends who decided to turn into. Should I name brands of famous streaming places or just keep that away? But basically, sex work where they sell their nudes and
Sell nudes,
videos and all
sell-
that shit. I found an ex-girlfriend on that, so that's an interesting one.
Can you tell me after the podcast?
The girl who owned my motorcycle.
Oh yes,
That
okay,
one.
that one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know exactly.
Yeah, I found an account for her, and I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, I don't really pay for that kind of stuff.
Fair enough.
I will confess that I found someone with a very good discount, and I actually signed up for one OnlyFans, and that's just a girl that I had a crush on for a long
I
time.
like if I'm I used to tip a lot. I
Yeah.
do it less now because I actually decrease the amount that I masturbate. So and girlfriend, all this other stuff that I don't really need to.
Yeah.
So like I don't do it, but I used to tip usually pretty generously.
Yeah. That's the thing though. So something I never really. I always had a kind of weird feeling about buying porn, right? Because there is so much free porn out there. And the friends that I do have that I would love to see naked that I never had a chance to, and they're selling their nudes, they usually post something like, "Hey, I'm really short on rent. Buy my pictures." And I have done this before, where like, "Hey, here's $40. Don't bother buying nudes. I don't want to get them in a way that because you need this." And I know in their mind is like, I don't want free money. I want to earn it, right? But in my opinion, that's not really earning it. Like I I feel like that's gonna give me some.
It depends. It
It's not-
depends on
it's
the.
nothing- I feel
so-
bad for a friend. I don't want to take
As-
advantage of their discounts
As
because
someone
they need money.
who's done a fair amount of this now, yeah, it depends on the way they're doing their nudes, right? So a lot of it, when it comes to like earning this stuff, when it comes to selling nudes, I've been on the tail end of both high quality and not so high quality nudes,
Oh, yeah.
right? Where I've put in hours of my time and they've put in hours of their time, especially for the high quality stuff. When I'm doing my rope and I spend 4 hours of rope
Tying someone up and that's a photo shoot.
Well, it's like tying someone up, photo shoot, untying them, tying them up a different way, photo shoot,
hell no.
untying
That's
them,
work that
retying
deserves
them,
to be paid.
and then they're selling their nudes. A lot of work went into that, and
Yeah.
that is them selling a product to you. Especially like me, like I do it for the fun of it. I don't request any payment. I usually I'm like, hey, just take me out to a nice dinner. You know, buy me some food, and I'll do all the rope.
You know, this podcast is a few $100s in, if not more, and hours of our lives put into this.
Oh yeah.
And
at least 40,
we're
at least
not selling
43
this.
hours. No.
This is definitely free.
Honestly, it's more closer to charity, considering that every year we do a, or at least like last year and this year
yeah,
we're
we
doing.
tend to do the Pride Parade,
Pride
and that costs
Parade.
me so much money, and that's to advertise the show too. We're like giving out condoms.
Yeah, and it's mostly for
with
charity.
the show
honestly, you
podcast,
know,
with the
just
show logo
raising-
and website and stuff. So yeah, so we're definitely, and one to me, this is, in my opinion, this is sort of educate. Like the point of this is to, one, educate people about some of the stuff that you happen to know about that I like to learn about. Which is the sex, sex work, kink,
kink stuff, all of
BDSM,
this stuff. Yeah.
consent. There's so many things that really need to be taught more, and talked about. And I think one of the other ones that's my lifestyle part. I hate it when people who are weird like us, that might have a weird deviancy, any kind of perspective that doesn't mesh with the regular people in their lives, feel completely isolated. They feel like they don't have someone that they can relate to. Right?
Yeah.
So finding a fucking couple of weirdos on the internet just talking freely about their sex lives and about, all the weird topics that most people are like, oh, we don't talk about that shit. It drives me insane. That's one of those, it's scary to me that there are people that are so isolated that they don't think that anybody could be like them.
Yeah, and I consider myself pretty privileged in this particular way, considering that I had a friend that I was able to confide in for pretty much my entire life about whatever weird shit I was feeling. Like, me and my friend, I would just be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. I want to fuck dudes in the ass and get punched.
Is that Chocolate?
Yeah.
What we're talking about? Or is it somebody else?
Somebody else.
You don't have to say it.
Yeah, we won't say.
Got it.
So I have a friend. I was like, dude, I want to get punched like really hard in the dick, like, and he's just like, hey man, I totally feel it, like, it's all good. So I was able to express myself to another person of like all this weird shit I was feeling, which for a lot of people, they don't have that. They're working a different job, or they're in a completely different life, or they just don't get out much, and they're looking for some form of I guess not necessarily some form of, I guess, acceptance that most of these things are not bad. They're normal.
They're, in my opinion,
more normal than you think they are usually.
Yeah, in my opinion, most of deviances...
I'm talking to you foot fetish people.
Most deviances, I believe, are amoral. Morality has nothing to do with it. It's not... It's kind of like... I think the way I described it before was like, if you like one color over another, you can't be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What you enjoy, what you like, can't be wrong. However, there are limits, of course. If what you like is illegal... we might have some problem, but there's even that there's some debates about what should be legal.
Right, what should be legal. I mean, there's some things that, like,
there's only a lot of BDSM is illegal, at least here.
I mean, a fair amount of BDSM is illegal here, right? So we're not allowed. You can't consent. Now, fortunately for me, on my end, since I like getting hit, I'm on being on the receiving end of these things. It's less illegal for me.
Yeah.
Than it is for someone who's inflicting that pain. It is more illegal, way more illegal for them.
Yeah. I actually, that's an interesting direction. A friend of mine has a 12-year-old daughter that apparently she got into her computer and found that she was asking a boy for dick pics, right? And she had a moment of freaking out. And what was interesting is there is a story behind it. She just assumed, oh, dick pic, you fucking pervert, something. And then I think she actually thought about it a little. Well, that's the age that you start getting curious, right? She might have never seen a penis and never bothered Googling it. So it might have been a curiosity thing. And apparently the story was that the friend was trying to find out if the guy was cheater, so convinced her to ask him for a dick pic to see if he would send it. And that was like a whole nother thing. And then found a history of porn on her computer, but then found conversations where they talked about some kind of sex stuff and she didn't know what it was. And the girl said, Google it.
I see.
So isn't that a weird, like, so you assume the worst as a parent, but then there is that's how you find things, right? Like somebody tells you and you don't know you don't know what bukkake is. You go fucking Google that shit up and I'm like, oh, that's not for me.
Yeah, and ideally what would be the best situation is to, at least in my opinion, again, that's entirely up to you, but I would be like, okay, well, let's start a sex education so that they properly know what's going on here. When this gets brought up, maybe not necessarily going into like bukkake straight up hardcore, none of that shit. They don't need to know what a pink sock is. They don't. I
don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't want to know?
Oh, probably not. But you're like bukkake. If I'm not mistaken, that's in like was it? I think Rick and Morty says bukkake at some point.
Yeah.
And I know some kids watching that shit.
I don't know why kids are watching that.
And it's very possible they'll hear something like, wait, what did you just say? And fucking Google that shit up. It's an interesting way. I mean, that's kind of the age that we live in. You hear something you never heard of before, you Google it. And what's interesting is nowadays you might find, someone calls you a deviant. You have no idea what that means. Google it up and find our show and then find, hey, there are people that are weird. That's fine. Deviant's not an insult. That's fine. Freaky's not an insult either. And you start kind of learning different ways of,
definitely getting some sex education in that particular instance, and so they know why asking for a dick pic is wrong. Why all this stuff is. You don't want to do that. Instead, get a good education, and that way, when this situation comes up, they have the wherewithal to say, no, I think there's a better way that we can get around this. There's a better way that we can do this.
I think my advice was to tell her daughter to. So there's. Like the first thing, there's nothing wrong with taking pictures of yourself if you find yourself attractive or beautiful, or you like this outfit, or you like this underwear, shit like that. Absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. The problem is if you're not old enough to do so, you're now holding an illegal picture. And that picture on your phone is a crime for you to have, even if it's yourself. That there have been girls that go to jail for having pictures of themselves on their phone because that's not legal, right? Any kind of underage porn, even if it's yourself, it's still porn and it's underage. Just beware of that. And again, that's the conversation. It's such a simple conversation, but so many parents default to that's wrong, that's disgusting, that is you're in trouble, and then that fucking closes someone sexually. You're like, oh, sex is bad, I'm not supposed to take pictures of myself. And then somebody that you have years down the line, 30 years old and some shit, and the husband is like, hey, let's take a picture. We're like, no, that's dirty, that's bad. And like, well, why? There's nothing wrong with an adult doing it consensually with your life partner.
Person,
Why would that matter? But it's because, again, you're just trained to be scared of sex.
You don't tell them that it's wrong. You tell them that it's illegal and that they need to wait till they're 18.
When you're old enough to
when you're old enough to have that. That way, in my opinion, you don't send the wrong message just saying it's wrong, and then therefore, when they're later in life, no, it's always wrong. It's like, well, no, it can be, right too. Nothing wrong with porn. I like porn. According to Pornhub's numbers, a lot of people like porn.
Yeah. A lot of people back to that. A lot of people like shit that is very much deviant. Like the searches on Pornhub.
Yes.
The searches on Pornhub is like mom and son and like sister. And
the fantasies get real hard.
That's some weird shit. I know I had a conversation recently about somebody who was like, oh, I like the rape fantasy. And I'm like, why? But I get it from the perspective of the girl to feel someone that's like strong or something like that.
Yeah,
But
there's
from
a-
the
there's a
guy's
few
perspective, a
respects,
guy
yeah.
that'd be willing to pretend. Like I couldn't enjoy someone pretending they don't want me.
As
that-
someone who has
I'm taking a shot.
possibly done some of these things, I will
Cheers me with
never
your pipe.
admit. Oh yeah, I'll cheers you with my pipe.
Yeah, cheers. Oh, that's pretty sound.
So, as someone who I will not admit on stream, but might have at some point done something like that, cannot confirm nor deny, and I will not.
I'm gonna acquire many goods for anal insertion.
Yeah.
I remember your fucking your
Yeah,
shirt idea. We need to
the
put that
shirt
on the
idea. So
I gotta get on that fucking the shirt thing. We haven't made shirts.
yeah, we haven't made shirts.
I made this logo here.
So the thing is that you're providing a service, so you know that like that the person, like, everything is discussed beforehand, right? And
Yeah.
as for personally in my thing, it doesn't mess with me any, considering that I know this is something that they want. This is something that was previously, like, everything is completely like talked out.
Yeah.
Right, from start to finish, nothing goes beyond what is talked out, right? Nothing goes beyond, nothing goes below.
yeah.
It's
That is a
always
correct
exactly
way of
what
doing
it is.
it. I hate it to say it, but there's many people that they think that's an end for further stuff.
Yeah, no, it's
And
definitely not.
And this is what I've heard. Photographers
Yeah,
tend to do that whole thing. Well, can you take a little more off? Oh, can I stick my finger there? And like, it starts getting more and more in that direction. And I think
what they call
is when
push
they're-
the envelope, which is bad. You
That's bad, yeah.
never ever push the envelope. You take the envelope, you mail it, and you have a good time doing it. That's what you do.
be happy
you
with
don't,
your stamp.
Be happy with your stamp. You don't push the envelope. You know, you just don't. Like, it's a
that's the first idea for the day. Okay.
yeah, like
You don't push the envelope. Be happy with your stamp.
yeah, be happy with it, and you'll do fine. Because the thing is, like, first of all, like, these are people, right? It's not like
Are they? Just sorry. That was just a joke. I'm sorry.
it was a joke. I get it. But like, first of all, these are people. Second of all, is your credibility, right?
Yeah,
It's
you can
it's
easily
your
lose all kinds
goodwill that does it. We've seen it time and time again. People who push the envelope, they always fall. They always sit there and they're pushing the envelope and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and then they fall and they lose everything.
Yeah.
Because they're sitting there and they want to be edgy, or they want to give into these sort of sick fantasies of theirs, or I wouldn't even know sick, but you know, fantasies of theirs that are hurting people, and that's not okay. But yeah, usually, at least what's been going on a lot recently has actually been self-pornography. You know, a lot of people
Yeah,
doing
this
stuff
whole-
for themselves, by themselves, and I love that stuff. That is the stuff that I like.
Yeah, I've been into filming my own porn. Again, this is what we're talking about. What I jerk off to. My own shit, usually.
Yeah, but like people, you know, doing their own camming stuff, you know, being their own cam
Yeah,
person. This
that
is
is
kind
so
of
fucking cool.
Forced people to kind of go away from, like, you know, you need a cameraman, you need someone who's doing that. Like, I mean, yeah, to someone like me, I've been pretty much completely out of any kink stuff that I've been doing, like, at all. Like, everyone's gone, and I'm like, well, that's okay, it'll come back eventually. But
Yeah.
you know, it's been a really good opportunity for a lot of people to kind of like get creative and kind of like move into their personal porn aspects.
Yeah. Do you think that's gonna change the perspective? So in social acceptance, really, because there's already a stigma against sex workers. Is any kind of sex workers,
Yeah,
including
yeah.
people that even people that don't actually take nudes, that they just sell their pictures. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's some lingerie stuff that they like to sell. I know some models that do that, like just lingerie shit. They sell them. But you think that's because of the situation we're in, where a lot of people are losing their jobs, especially gig workers, by the way. Like, strippers are fucking losing every bit of money, and it's, you know, many of them have kids. They have to do something. So I'm wondering now that if some people who are not necessarily already sex workers turn to sex work because it's one of the most profitable things to do currently, to sell people, you know, people online that have nothing else to do but to jerk off at home, you know,
Selling to people, you know,
Is that supply and demand
I
thing?
have several people that are in my work vicinity that definitely have been going home and viewing more pornography.
Yeah, because I mean, there's nothing else to do. You run out of video games. At some point, you finish all the fucking Netflix specials that you wanted to watch, and
Oddly enough, none of my coworkers have been doing that. It's literally just other people that are in my work vicinity. It's very strange.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, I feel that there's definitely a need now for that kind of content, especially a lot of lonely people who have some friend that they are attracted to, and they're like, oh, look, that friend turned into selling her pictures. Fuck, I'll buy that shit. Right? So, and I'm definitely referring to myself. I found someone that I kind of had a crush for a long time, and she gave me a fuck of a discount on her thing. So I got to watch watch some very, very light porn, honestly. It was like, hey, cool, she's naked. Dope. But so the thing is, I wonder if this would change the perception socially of people that are not necessarily sex workers normally, that have to turn to that. Is that a forgivable sin now? Is that something that
I don't think
some people are like, hey, I have kids to feed, man. I need to do this, or otherwise I don't get to pay my bills.
so. What I think is it's not going to be the people that have to turn to it, because the people who have to turn to it, that's usually not going to be their first gig. There's other things that they can do necessarily that they'll probably do, but what I do think what will happen is that
I know at least two that don't.
right
They didn't
well,
have those job skills, so just that's the thing that you go to.
yeah, but the what I think is what's going to really change the perspective is not that, but the fact that people who are put into a bad situation can look at the people who are in that situation and sort of relate. Like, I'm glad I do not have to do this.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's actually going to change public perspective on, selling nudes or doing nude photography or, basically hustling for that money. Like,
I think it just takes, the older people with the old ideas dying off. That's the only way we can change the world, really.
oof.
We just have
Big
to
oof.
keep fucking. I was listening to Thomas Woods, which we have to do an episode with him next time I can get him in the in town.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about it like, it's like, goddamn, there's like very few good comedians still alive, and most of the best ones are dead. It's like, so if you're a comedian, start making babies. And I'm like, that's brilliant, actually. Some of the funny, but I don't think comedy is funny. Being funny, something that gets passed on.
It's entirely possible. There's definitely probably some genetic or epigenetic component to comedy. We know that there is some connection to your, at least at some point, some connection to your genealogy and comedy.
I know showmanship is usually not necessarily hereditary, but like people that come from show families tend to want to be show people.
The thing is that it's kind of hard to tell how much of that is nature versus nurture.
So difficult. I can't imagine
because like
that they would
usually
crack that fucking egg.
Usually, someone if you're a son of a comedian, you've lived in a comedian household, so jokes are common. Yeah,
you just grow up with jokes around you. By the way,
no comedian is sitting there and is completely lifeless.
this might be the time to plug that Daniel Sloss' special X is on HBO, which means a bunch of people can't see it right now. But I am actually, well, maybe I shouldn't say that here, but I do intend to have like a small online get together to show that particular special because it has to be out there. It's just brilliant. If you have HBO Now, look for Daniel Sloss. It's HBO Now, HBO Go. I don't know whichever HBO streaming service there is.
The HBO streaming service.
Yeah, there's a stand-up special by Daniel Sloss called X. Fucking glorious. It's just a brilliant piece of work. Anyway. So we covered sex workers. We covered masturbating. What you got anything?
Yeah, I actually had something that I wanted to bring up. I had someone who I somewhat distantly know talk about picking up people in the kink scene because we were discussing online and stuff, and they were looking at she was looking at trying to like pick up guys at the kink scene basically because they had similar interests to her and all this other stuff, and she was having a really tough time. Like, she's older but not terribly old, and is really wanting to start a good relationship with someone and wanted to try and do that in the kink scene, right? Similar interests, things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
cautioned her about why the kink scene is both a good place to start and a bad place to start, right? So
I think any scene is probably bad to just choose.
So here's the thing, right?
Go on. Sorry.
If you're like at a bar, you would probably agree with me. For a lifelong partner, a bar probably not the best place, right?
Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people start relationships at bars. Probably
Yeah.
a good thing.
But
But if you think about like really successful relationships, you usually think of people who, you know, met in some other way, you know, probably didn't go to the bar. They were probably doing something like studying at school.
Yeah, coworkers.
Or
usually
they're a
very common.
coworker, something like that. Similar interests. In this vein, completely agree that kink is actually probably one of the better places because it is a matching interest, right?
Absolutely, and a big one, one that if you're someone who is kinky and find someone elsewhere, you don't know if this one very major part of your sexuality is not in the same
Right.
in the Venn diagram.
So
there.
you don't have to have the awkward conversation of, well, I'm into this, well, I'm not into that. No, everyone knows what the interests are on the table, right?
I have found so many. This is something I analyze couples constantly. I have met so many couples where the girl is like, I want to be choked and I want to be this and that, and he's just not into that. Like, that sucks. Why didn't you discuss this before getting together?
Yeah, why wasn't this discussed?
Yeah, but before you were married, sometimes like they're years into the relationship and it's like, he likes it in the ass and I hate it. Why didn't you discuss this before you started
Why
dating?
do you hate it? What's wrong with you? What? I
Hey,
mean...
to each his own. Not everybody has to have the taste of their significant other. The thing is,
Well,
you should have discussed it
Yeah.
before you're, several years into the relationship. I like to.
I just thought it was a little weird why he likes it in the ass and you don't. Like, not like why you don't like fucking him in the ass. Like, what's the problem here?
no. So
Well,
usually
if he likes if he likes fucking people in the ass, that's
Yeah.
a totally. But if he likes taking it in the ass, I don't know why I immediately thought of taking it in the ass.
Yeah, no idea why you would think that.
Yeah, no idea why I would think that.
I wonder how come. So that's actually something I have not encountered.
I mean, there would
I've
be a
never
thing of like
heard of a
like,
girl that the guy wants to be fucked in the ass and she's not willing. I don't think that's happened. In
I've
my lifetime.
come across that actually.
Okay.
So what it did is that she wanted a more dominant figure in their relationship.
That's another thing.
And
when
so
there's two doms or two subs in that relationship, it tends to be kind of poison in the bedroom.
He liked it in the ass, but it was too submissive a position. So
And she didn't want that.
And she didn't want that. She doesn't want to do that. And I came up with some pretty inventive ideas. That
Can't wait to hear that.
that actually ended up working somewhat. So I actually had a few not only positions that could be better tried, but just some interesting inventions, I guess you could say, that
I'm dying to know.
that ended up working. It's basically so you know those old little like rocking horse things that have like the extra gear on them? Yeah, apparently you can make those. They're pretty easy, and you could fuck yourself in the ass with it. It's totally a thing that works. I definitely didn't.
I always want to. I always.
You get ideas in the strangest places. I was actually watching. I was sitting there watching older cartoons.
You just like this could have been a fucking $1 million invention that you just revealed to the world.
No, it turns out I am not the only person who thought of this.
All 0 viewers that we.
I'm not the only person who thought of this. Apparently, like I thought of this invention. I made a mock one up out of just some shit I had lying around.
Oh, gosh.
And then I looked online to see if anybody had it. Apparently they do, and they're really cheap.
Ah, god damn it! Don't
So
you
I
hate
was
when
like-
somebody invents the thing you invented?
I don't mind
yet?
if someone invents it as long as I can make it cheaper. But these are like super cheap, and I was like, fuck.
There's no profit here.
There's no profit here. Like I made it cheaper, but
That
like
sucks.
like it was kind of bad. So, yeah, I actually. It turns out, yeah, it's like a chair that fucks you in the ass, basically. So
I was at a girl's house recently, and she had a poster hidden in her closet, by the way, which is actually kind of weird. You ever seen anybody put a poster in their closet?
yeah, I have a poster in my closet.
Do you really? Why?
I mean, it's rolled up, but I'm assuming you mean
Well, no,
like
bro. She posted like it was posted, like what do you call it?
I mean, if you're in
It
front of
was
your
displayed,
if you're in front of your closet a lot, I can see it.
and it was porn.
I mean, are they in front of their closet a lot?
Well, I mean, it's one of those walk-in closets where you get changed there, I guess.
Oh yeah, I can totally see it. Yeah, if you're like I said, if you're
that's-
getting changed, you just want a little bit of backsplash. Like that's fine.
Interesting. But yeah, it was I can't find the picture to save my life. I don't remember when I took it to begin with. Oh, there it is. So it was that. It was above a mirror. Right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm very curious about that particular toy. Can you help me describe it here?
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's basically a double-ended dildo.
Okay.
That has I'm assuming.
I'm shocked by the physics of it. Really, I'm curious how, because it looks like they both have to hold it.
So
They're
okay.
both reaching back.
Well, no, actually, if you look specifically, they're not holding the actual dildo. Both fingers are actually located inside the buttholes of the individuals.
Oh, I actually did not notice that.
So the I guess the physics, not necessarily, but the mechanics of it are that.
You noticed the little shit. I had no idea. I thought they were
Look,
holding the dildo.
I'm a connoisseur, okay? I look a
I
lot
stared at
into
it
this
for a
stuff.
long time, and I'm like, I need to stare at this later. And I pull my phone out and take a picture of it. But
Yeah, so basically the way
It's
it
such a
works
weird-
is that each person's rhythm, they aren't
Right.
They aren't in a. Well, here's the thing: they're not in a synchronistic rhythm. So they're actually probably coining the phrase. They're bashing butts.
well, they're fucking like elephants, and if I'm not mistaken, that's how elephants fuck.
I have no idea how elephants fuck actually.
They go butt to butt, and the male has a prehensile penis and reaches back.
That's cool. I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
No.
To be fair, I haven't
I
researched that.
I focus on human sex, not on animal sex.
I mean, you're the one that brought me with the duck penis exploding.
That is because that happens to coincide with the sex toy I was looking at. The only reason
So
why I
it's a
know.
coincidence that you know this shit.
It's a complete coincidence that I knew what a duck penis does, because apparently it's a funny kink toy.
That's fascinating. So there are things that like explode.
Yeah, basically.
Oh no, I'm incorrect. It looks like they do mount each other, unless those are fake. They look pretty real.
No, it looks pretty real.
No, I think they mount each other. No, I had heard that elephants will put butt to butt, and then they have a prehensile penis that can actually reach back.
I have no idea.
And
But
I knew like that dolphins or whales, which same kind of sex rituals, they do like a flip. So there's like I think the way I did was I had a pen between my fingers and just kind of do this. They do like a thing.
But okay, so ideally,
Moving on.
what
Sorry
it
about
is,
that.
yeah. So what it is that as they're bashing butts, obviously, ideally there's enough lubrication that it actually causes some form of movement between the two. Now, ideally, one person would theoretically be holding and the other person would be thrusting, right? Because you
Yeah.
have to have some form. However, not necessarily.
See, my fear is that the middle section doesn't have. I would put like a big flat section on it because just the physics of two girls pushing their asses together with a dildo in between, that if one of them is deeper than the other one, the dildo's going in that direction, or if one hits like if the wall of one of their vaginas pushes the dildo in a particular angle, that whole dildo goes the other way. It's kind of like when you're pulling rope and you don't know what direction you know what I'm saying?
Right, and since
You know
there
what this
isn't.
brings to mind? Have you seen that trick where you rip a napkin in two spots
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to pull both of them? That's damn impossible because the force has to go in one direction.
Right.
That's what comes to mind.
So it's not quite like that because there is a little bit more grip here than what we're thinking about. It's not. There is a little bit of grip. So, ideally, what it is that they both go in and both go out. However, that's usually not what happens. It's usually there is one holder and one thruster,
So
basically.
they can't both back their asses into the
Not-
dildo.
Not
That wouldn't work.
it sort of works like that because there is a little bit of slip between both sides, assuming that there is proper lubrication, of course.
That better be.
So there isn't one entire gripper and one entire thruster. What I mean by that is one person that is technically holding the dildo while the other person moves, because if they both move back, it won't. There has to be some form of give, otherwise the physics don't work.
That's
so
what I was thinking.
So what happens is
Now-
that it slides like this.
Yeah.
but it's like way faster than what you think it is.
So my thought was, wouldn't it make sense if that metal thing had a handle that a third person could hold?
Oh no, they definitely have those.
Oh, I just invented something that exists. Of course.
Yeah, of course they have those. But I mean,
Because I would
how
picture
about this?
someone
It
with their
doesn't-
fist in the middle holding the dildo still, and they both back into it.
Yeah, the thing
I
is
would
that
do that. I would love that position.
it's actually, so there's that, right? Obviously, but it's actually not, the physics of it aren't that bad. If there's enough lubrication, the give between both dildos is such that it actually can slide fairly comprehensively between both parties. It's just not, if you were to slow it down, you would probably see the imperfections of their movements. But to the feeling, it probably wouldn't feel any different or that much different.
That's another one that's people that just feel the stuff in. So I think I've heard people that like I can feel him coming, and I'm like, why is there?
You can definitely feel me coming.
Well, you make a mess apparently.
Yes.
I've seen some of those videos, and I bet you're one of those.
Probably.
If you're not wearing a condom. But I've seen some of those like porns where like he's fucking, and it looks like they put a fucking water hose in her vagina, and it's just
It's
fucking
bad.
splashing outwards, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how? What? So I've seen some of that.
I've had to put a towel down or been like, okay, I need something because I know I'm gonna come like a fucking fire hydrant. So like, I need to like have something.
Once you're losing the nut. Oh, was that the dad joke of the
That was
night?
the dad joke. That
we
was
need a sign that says dad joke of the night, because I only get one. I really should only get one. I should get zero, but I don't know how to fucking not do it.
You have you have one child. You're allowed one dad joke.
Yeah, that's all I get. That's the permission I have.
Yeah, at
One
four,
dad joke.
at four, it hits like this infinite spiral, so you can just get infinite of them. Like it just
Absolutely.
goes up to infinity.
Oh my god. But no, one of the things I wanted to bring up also that I knew they existed because I think I've seen them. I think it was not another teen movie where I saw it. I did not realize they did really exist, and I can't believe you hadn't told me this, or I
Okay.
never came on conversation.
Never came up.
But apparently there are actual dildos that are, I guess prehensile is the term. There are dildos that do this thing.
Oh yeah.
Inside.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I couldn't. I saw it in a movie. I think it was not another teen movie. I think like it was an embarrassing thing while she's masturbating. That it flew out of her vagina and landed on her birthday cake because her family walked in.
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
it landed
that.
on the cake, and it was doing this fucking insane thing in the cake, and I'm like, who would put a dildo that does that inside of them? I know
Yeah,
who now.
no, yeah.
Because I've used that now, and I was shocked that it would feel good.
Yeah, no, it feels. Apparently,
Part of me
it feels
is I'm
good.
destroying. But and again, it was a physics competition in my head too, because if you don't hold the base, all you're doing is turning the outside.
Yes, all it'll
Like
happen.
she's
is-
holding it still, and the outside is doing the prehensile part.
yes,
But if you hold the outside part, then the inside does all the
right, because
It's
that's how physics works.
fascinating how the physics of a dildo. Like there has to be an entire episode of the freaking Deviant about
man.
fucking dildo physics.
Dude, I have so many
Because that never crossed my
techniques.
mind.
You don't think of this, but dildo techniques is actually a thing.
Yeah. Well, especially those with the little bunny ears. That are like, what
Uh-huh.
are those for? There's a very, very specific reason that's there.
Yeah.
I knew that for a long time ago.
No,
'cause
there's
usually even when you're going, like when you're fingering, so you still put your mouth on the other part, so you can stimulate every part of it. You don't just do the one thing or the other thing. If you can do
Right.
both, ¿por qué no los dos? Right. So, but yeah, those little bunny ears on the dildo, brilliant piece of work.
no, there's a couple of dildos like for people who want to become, I guess, expert dildo users for their partners. There's a very particular dildo that I would give or I would tell you to get, because like you get the ability to use it in a very, very good fashion. You're able to basically simulate a lot of things using that particular dildo. They're a little bit longer. They're not like super long, but they're a little bit longer, and they have their particular design, and they're basically meant for someone to actually really get in there and actually know what they're doing with a dildo. It's it's a little weird, and you have to kind of order them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like I mean, especially nowadays, but like, like you can't really just
Are
like go to
sex
a.
essential?
you can't really go to a sex shop. I have no idea. I haven't checked
It
it
feels
out.
like they should be essential.
In my opinion, I think they should be. But
I mean, fucking liquor stores are essential apparently, according to Texas.
I would definitely agree more with liquor stores than maybe sex shops.
Because addiction.
Well, I was actually just gonna say, I mean, it's good cleaning material, but you know. To be fair, I mean, there
go to
are.
the liquor store for cleaning materials.
I mean, I have.
How are you the one with the innocent opinion? My thought is there's alcoholics that will get sick if they don't have their booze.
Damn, I was thinking
And
about.
that is a real thing.
I was thinking about discount Windex.
Oh my god, that's not cheaper.
It depends on which liquor store you go to.
Oh my god. Didn't you find like a tobacco vodka one? So
Yeah.
it was like $3 a
Yeah.
fucking hand. Like it was a fifth.
Yeah, it was
It
like.
was a fifth of vodka that was flavored as tobacco.
And it was gross, and it was so cheap.
It was a punishment. But we did, I
Yeah.
think we played chess or something, and every time we lost a piece, it was a punishment shot. Like so if they fucked up
It
on
tasted
Jenga or
so
something.
bad, but it was cheap as shit, and it could have easily been used as a cleaner.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of drinking games, I have Twister. Did you know that?
no, I didn't know that.
I own Twister.
Oh wait, no, I think I remember seeing that.
And that's perfect for like a drunken. We can do like a strip Twister, and more importantly, I didn't realize this until I tried it recently. It's a workout.
Oh yeah, and Twister's definitely working. I
Try to hold
don't
your
do
fucking
strip
position.
Twister. I kind of look like
Stop it.
I sag.
Stop
So
it.
like this entire upper
Well,
part,
you got like a lot of extra skin from all the
yeah,
the weight
no, there's
lost.
like a lot of extra skin down here that like people don't get to see because I have a, you know, a lovely little thing.
because she's working.
Because she's working really hard right now.
I was thinking you saw my desk, my standing desk that I work on. I could actually set up the podcast on a standing desk if you wanted to do the podcast standing up.
No, I definitely like sitting down more.
Okay, that's what
I stand up a lot.
You know, it makes me think of Kevin Smith. Apparently, he has a podcast that he designed a set so that he can stand up and everybody's sitting down.
That's awesome.
So the table's up here and everybody has tall chairs, but he stands up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he said he hates the way he looks sitting down. Well, he was fat. Now he's not. Mm-hmm. It's like I used to be happy. Now I'm
I
fucking
get it.
vegan.
I mean, I don't have to be vegan. I'm not allowed to be vegan, so that's
You're
the
not
thing.
allowed to be vegan?
No, I'm not allowed to be vegan.
Who says that?
My doctor.
Oh, you need some kind of... Oh, B12?
Yeah,
B12. Yeah,
I
I
need
forgot about that.
enzymes. There's technically, so I don't have to be vegan. However, it was recommended to me to, you know, I should probably not be vegan.
Interesting.
There are things that I can do to be more vegan, but
I feel like that should be a shirt for you.
no, I'm
my
not
doctor
allowed.
said
My
I can't-
doctor said I can't,
I can't
be vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those
I
things
know,
where it's like you probably shouldn't
is-
be this thing because you'll have a really tough time if you are.
Yeah, what are I know some girls that have the blood thing that they don't have enough iron. I forgot what it's called. Anemia? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
No, well, anemia is what happens to your blood if it is unable to perform a particular function.
Okay.
So there is iron anemia. I had B12 anemia.
Oh,
So-
I didn't know that's what that meant actually. Oh, this is the perfect time for this. Hold on.
Yeah.
And boom. Yeah.
Now, I mean, oddly enough, my mother could probably tell me more about what anemia goes into and what it actually means to what happens to your blood. But there's, yeah.
We need this show to have more guests to educate, because I think we reached the plateau of the things you can educate me on. However, you're extremely good at researching, and you can easily bring up some subjects that I've never heard of.
Yeah. I mean, there's also some stuff that I haven't gone into that I've been working on, like my ropes, my rope episode where I'm really
we need to
getting all
talk
that
about
together.
tying up. If you want to,
There's rope stuff that I haven't even gone into, any of the pain stuff that I wanted to get into. There's all my specialties, what I consider my specialties.
could we do a live demonstration? Have someone
Maybe on Pornhub.
Oh yeah, we can't do it here, huh?
Yeah, no, we'd have to do it on
completely
Pornhub.
clothed.
Yeah, which would kind of defeat the purpose. But like,
Yeah.
I could do like demos on Pornhub, but there's actually like real specific stuff that I specialize in: my mummification, my pain,
Yeah.
my time, my ropes, all this other stuff that I've been researching and really diving deep into. But of course, work schedule's been messing me up. But like, I've been kind of getting together and actually writing up stuff so I can come with like a complete comprehensive knowledge on the things that I specialize in.
Yeah.
Including talking for the pain things, including talking to some actual experts and getting quotes and stuff.
I
So
want to get.
I'm actually putting work into this thing because I don't do enough.
I know at least one sex worker who would love to be interviewed about her work.
I'd be down.
Yeah,
I can come with questions.
Like she sells her panties. I think she has like a special Snapchat account, and it's very interesting. She's extremely proud of this, and she's in a monogamous relationship, which is very interesting too. Because I always picture that someone who dates a sex worker usually has to be at least a little open-minded. You know.
Yeah, maybe a
to
little.
still be monogamous, but I mean that's people have their ways.
I mean,
and the way she said it, was like, well, he understands that this is work and our life is our life. It's a completely different. Like, oh wow, that's fascinating. Because I'd be of the opinion if I'm dating someone who's a sex worker, like, well, fuck whoever you want, you make your money, cool, enjoy yourself. Like, just don't do something you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what would piss me off.
Yeah.
You know? Don't do something you don't want to do. But yeah, so a sex worker, and we also have a fire eater juggler that we need to interview. That's Thomas Woods. And by the way, give him some looks. I think it's the pyrojuggler.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's an actual pyromaniac that he juggles stuff. He juggles shit on fire. He also eats fire. He sets his nipples on fire, which I'm pretty sure that's a spoiler to his actual show.
I don't know.
But
I think it's pretty hot.
He lost thousands of dollars with this bullshit. With this Guinness bug. It didn't go well for him. He was booked for weeks, and lost. I believe he told me like, oh, I lost this gig that was $13,000, and that was just that one weekend. And I'm like, that sucks so much. He was supposed to be in London. He was booked out the ass for this particular summer, and
that sucks.
That got destroyed. Yeah,
that sucks.
So there's not. So give him some love if you guys. I think he has a. If you go to his website, he has a store. He's selling some merchandise, and he's trying to get a Patreon going, I think. I should have put the links up. I also got a lot of sex worker friends. If you're a sex worker, by the way, send me your link. freakingdeviant@gmail.com. Would love to just advertise for you. Although I'm told that you guys should advertise for us. So because we'd like the views. It should work both ways.
Yeah,
right?
it worked both ways.
We'll put your thing here to any of our listeners who might be interested in your merchandise or your content. I think.
Yeah, content. Content's a great word. I don't know. Yeah. Merchandise feels weird.
Because it's not physical merchandise, but it's
content.
It's
definitely
what we make.
Content.
We make content. We also make merchandise. freakingdeviant.com and press t-shirts. But yeah, so we got anything else? So we're going on
nothing
an
for
hour
today.
and 5.
Yeah, nothing
So
nothing left.
Time.
About time.
But yeah, if you have any kind of weird deviancy, a weird religion, Mormon, and or
not calling anyone out.
No, nobody at all. But if you have any kind of interesting topic that you seem to think that we might have a conversation that might be interesting, hit me up again. Message freakingdeviant@gmail.com, and we might even set up a Skype thing. Right now, everything's online.
Everything's online.
I did find I don't want to advertise, but I did find a few different services where you can actually stream things as a group, including watch a movie that you rented or stuff like that, and just kind of share your shit. It's fascinating. I did a karaoke thing not long ago where we were sharing screens and we were doing karaoke over each other. I was amazed how some services have a very low latency, where it wasn't fucking. I always thought that online trying to synchronize singing was damn near impossible because there has to be a delay. You're singing a different part of the fucking state, like
a different part of the state, or probably even the world. It's
impossible to have a no delay connection. Apparently not. You know what I mean? So I was able to do some karaoke, which I thought it would be impossible, but it worked out. So I think it might be something I want to experiment. Throw an actual karaoke party online.
That'd be interesting.
A private group. That'd be very cool. I know Fang tried it, and it was streaming karaoke, but it wasn't with other people online. It was other people that were there, and it was just streaming his screen with a green screen, and it was a pretty cool concept. But anyway, anything you want to just plug in? Anything you want to say before?
No, just stay safe, guys.
Please don't leave your house. Don't go to any kind of group gathering. Don't do it. Don't be stupid.
Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't lick stuff.
I mean, unless they live with you, then you can probably.
Look, I had to stop licking all the handles in Walmart because of this.
Is that what you're giving up for Lent?
Oh, you know it.
Are we still in Lent? It's
Oh,
Lent, right? Because Easter's coming up, and that's when it ends.
I lent all my
Am I
cares
wrong?
out a while ago, so you know.
Because I know we had an episode where I put the ash on your forehead. Because it was.
Oh, I dude, the
right
Easter
before or
episode's
after
gonna be
Mardi
great.
Gras. Yeah, we had a whole episode about how Mardi Gras, and I wore that Mardi Gras mask that I have. But yeah, on that note, we got anything else?
Nope.
All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. This is the coolest thing that we get to do for fun.
I know, right?
And thank you so much for -3 episodes is nothing to fucking sneeze at. It's been
43.
It's been a crazy adventure, and we're gonna continue. At least that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Every chance
anyway.
we get, we're gonna try to do an episode. And thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Life is chaos.
Nothing is sacred.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.